Hello everyone, I'm Anna from Little Squirrels, and today I want to share with you the Michaelmas story that we've just had. So here is the story of Michael and the dragon. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a mountain village. And in this mountain village, there lived lots of people, and they all grew their own vegetables, their own grains, and their own fruits. And each year they would have a bountiful harvest, and they would go round gathering the harvest with their baskets and their sticks. And they would go round, and all their baskets were nice and full. And they would take them home and they would store them for winter. Because when it became really cold, they all wanted to have something to eat. And everyone in the village worked hard together to fill their houses and to fill their stores with lots of food. And so it happened for many years. In the spring, they would sow their crops, they would sow their grains, they would sow their nuts. They would look after their trees all through the summer. They would look after all their crops all throughout the summer until the autumn time came and everything was ripe for harvest. Then they would go round carrying their baskets on their back, and they would harvest everything that they had, and they would take it along into the mountains, into their houses, and they would store it over winter. And they would feast, and their bellies would always be full. No one in this village in the mountains would ever go hungry. But then, one autumn, just as all the villagers were getting ready to harvest all of their crops, from the top of the mountain came the most horrible beast, the most scary dragon you have ever seen. He was a dragon who breathed out fire. And this dragon came down to the ground, and he chased all the people away, and they ran and they hid in their houses. No one wanted to be on the land anymore. No one wanted to be on the ground, because this fire-breathing dragon was there, and he blew his fire across all of the land, and all of the crops got covered. All of the crops got burned. And the dragon stayed and watched, and as soon as he saw a little sprout coming up at springtime, he would breathe his fire over that little sprout, and the plants wouldn't want to grow. The people sat in their houses and they hid away, and they got hungry. For the first time in years, they had hungry bellies, and they didn't know what to do. But then one day, from the top of the mountain, they saw a young man called Michael. And Michael had in his hand a very special sword. This was the sword of light. And Michael looked down and he saw how dark and dismal the village had become, and how sad all the people were, and how hungry they were. So Michael climbed down. And as he climbed down, the dragon turned round and spotted him and said, "You can't get close to me, I'll breathe my fire over you." And Michael said, "Don't worry, I'm carrying my sword, and my sword is the sword of light." And Michael came closer, and the dragon realized that the light of the sword was too strong for him, and he couldn't stay around, and the dragon disappeared into the deepest caves in the mountain, never to be seen again. Michael, he stayed at the top of the mountain, and he kept watch over the village. Spring came, and the villagers came out, and they planted their crops. Summer came, and they watered and tended to their crops. Autumn came, and they harvested their crops. All of the villagers once again had full bellies, full stores in their houses, and were once again happy, and they could enjoy living on the land and living in this beautiful mountain village. And if nothing has changed, and Michael with his sword of light is still watching over them, the villagers will still be living happily, with bellies full of food and houses with stores full of food to last them the winter. Thank you for listening to the story of Michael and the dragon.